Hi everybody, my name's Alvona. I'm a personal trainer and a physical therapist assistant, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about tips to improve your posture. I believe that the body moves so well and it's so scientifically advanced that sometimes we forget how our brain loves simplicity and it loves shortcuts, and it's going to create the shortcut to whatever it is that we do the most. So your body mechanics, as I like to talk about them, is the posture that your body holds when you're doing your different activities. And as we talk about your posture, that's just going to be the space or the position that your body is in. So when I use these terms, just keep that in mind. One of the quick ways that we can determine how our body is, we're going to just have a non-judgmental mindset. Close your eyes with me briefly. You're going to take a nice deep breath in and then slowly exhale. If your eyes are still closed, I recommend that you now think about where your body is in relation to its surroundings. How is your head positioned? What about your neck? Your shoulders? Your arms, all the way down to your hands. Again, we're not judging, we're just noticing where they are in space. What about your chest? Does it feel open? Does it feel tightened? How about your upper back and your lower back? Your abdomen region or your belly, transferring down into the pelvic region. A lot of times we hold a lot of tension in there for a number of reasons, but if you're feeling anything, just notice it and we'll continue moving downward. We're now towards the legs and your feet. Even notice if your toes are scrunched up or if they're spread apart. All of this has to do with your posture. Take one more deep breath in, and on the exhale, go ahead and open your eyes. So normally in a session, this is the time when I would tell you if you had any parts of tension or you noticed any areas that didn't feel quite as comfortable as some other ones, that would be a good indication that that area needs to be stretched out. Now, if you're not already familiar with a great stretching routine or program, there are tons of resources for you to access that information. I'm just giving you the brief frameworks for it, okay? So if you noticed any neck discomfort, oh man, this is a really big one nowadays. My older people have neck pain because they spend most of their day doing this, looking down, in the name of preventing falls. They're looking at their feet, they're looking at the ground, they're looking at their food when they're trying to eat. So basically the body, again, likes those shortcuts. So if it notices that you're holding your head down frequently, it's going to create shortcuts to do that for you. So even when you're not intentionally thinking about it, that's where your head's going to be. And then for my younger folks, it tends to be this generation of iPads and cell phones and just this interconnectivity that they're trying to get with devices. So most of the time the devices are really close to the body, and the closer it is to your body, the more likely the head's going to be down as well. Again, causing cervical discomfort. If not now, then in the future. One thing that I forgot to tell you guys is I can usually look at someone's posture, whether they're standing, sitting, or walking. And just by the profession, the nature of the trade, we can tell whether or not you've had pain in an area or if you're going to develop pain in an area just based on how you look during those different positions. That being said, for the neck that we were just talking about, one of the key things that you can do, be cognizant of how far down your head is. Just hold your head up. It's super easy. The next thing you can do is called a chin tuck. It's basically making a double chin. I'm gonna sit straight here for you guys. So you tilt your chin slightly down and you bring your ears over your shoulders, just like that, and then relax, okay? So it's just back and relax. You can do that about 10 times, and that will initially cause some discomfort for you depending on how far forward your head is already in its position, but for the most part it will just help with the realignment of your cervical spine or your neck posture. For the shoulders, if you had any tension in the shoulders while we were doing that breathing exercise, you can do some shoulder rolls up and back. As you do that, make sure you take a nice deep breath in as the shoulders are rolling backwards. That's when your chest is expanding the most. That gives you greater lung capacity, and that breath is going to be that much deeper. When we get a deeper breath, we're able to help oxygenate the body so much more. So that is one of the ways that you can work on your posture if you had any tension in the shoulders or the neck region. Coming down a little bit lower, we want to make sure that we have good core engagement. So that's going to look different for a lot of different people, but the main tenet is that you're pulling your belly button towards your spine, trying to create an internal brace, right? That goes from the rib cage all the way around to the back, all the way into the front. So it does not look like holding your breath. So it does not look like a puffed up chest. What it does look like is very subtle, okay? So whatever it is that you're thinking about, you want to scale it back a little bit more and consult if you need to with someone else or another resource to make sure that you're effectively engaging your core stabilizing muscles. Speaking of stabilization, we're going to transfer down to the glutes. A lot of people have underactivated glute max muscles. What this means is that if you bend over to pick something up and you try to come up from that position, your butt muscles are supposed to help stabilize you so that your back doesn't have to work as hard. And unfortunately, those underactive muscles leave the back in charge. And if the back's in charge for too long, it's going to create problems. The back will let you know kindly that you have done too much without enough support. So that will translate to back pain. Long story short, we try to prevent the strain of your low back by having stronger butt muscles. They're there for a reason. All right, they're supposed to help stabilize you as well as help extend your leg when you're walking, transition you from sitting down to standing up. Lots of fun functions. The easiest way to activate them is to squeeze them. My ladies, actually, and their husbands tend to love this exercise the most. You're just squeezing your butt muscles, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. For your lower body, I like to think of weight shifting. This one is better to be done when you're standing up, and as long as you feel safe to close your eyes in standing, you can do that, or you can hold on to a counter if needed be. And what you're going to do is just shift your weight from the left foot to the right foot, left foot, right foot, and then stop. Again, we're just training those neural pathways to recognize where your body is in space. And then if you have a mirror available to you, you'll take a look in the mirror and try to notice, are you still in line? Is your weight shifted more on the left foot or more on the right foot? And what does that mean for you and how you're operating through space? Try to balance evenly on both of your feet when you're standing, when you're walking, and when you're transitioning from like sitting down to standing or standing to sitting down, etc. So those are a few helpful, I hope they're helpful tips for how to manage your posture and your body mechanics as you go through life a little bit more. Again, your body is going to be the quality and the quantity of the movements that you make. So the higher quantity with good quality is going to be your posture. So if we can increase your postural awareness, that's one thing that we're doing as a preventative case for preventing pain in the future, as well as optimizing your body's function in the present or in the now. So take one more deep breath with me before we go. Exhale slowly, and always encompass yourself with a hug of love. Thank you so much.